Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for making it to Meet the Teacher Night. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and then we will get started on how we will proceed in the classroom. And then, if there are any questions or concerns, please wait for the very end, and I will address all questions. And if I don't have the answer, I will definitely find the answer for you. So let's begin. Again, my name is Colleen Topic. I will be your child's preschool teacher this year. I want to briefly tell you about myself. I have my master's in early childhood education and also special education. I have been teaching preschool for over 20 years. I love to work with young children and give them the early foundation for a great start to education. I can't wait to begin with you guys. Next slide. So the first day, this is there is a lot that we don't know about this school year as they start preschool. Some of them are new to our classroom, and some of them have transitioned from our center and now has joined the preschool classroom. But we do not know that how these things will be different, right? So on our first days and weeks and even months may look strange, and the mindset is everything. So if you go into this positively with me, we're going to have a great year. Start each day with a positive attitude, smile, and a growth mindset, and we will grow in knowledge, attitude, and abilities together. When you get to school, first, I want your child to put their things into their cubby, and this is going to take the first couple of days, perhaps weeks, for them to start putting their things away on their own. We want them to become super independent and be successful in taking care of their own belongings. Then they are going to choose a tabletop activity. As all the children come in, they will go straight to the tabletop activities, and this might be Play-Doh, it might be coloring, it may be manipulatives on the table such as Legos or building blocks or magnetiles, lacing cards. And finally, we will then wash our hands and eat breakfast and start our day. Moving on, I need to address classroom rules because that's something of importance. I'm trying to teach your children how to become independent, self-sufficient, and excellent learners. So the first rule I have two main rules in my classroom, is to use gentle hands and feet. So gentle hands and feet is easy for young children to understand and visualize. It is common for preschool children, especially on the younger side, those that are 3 or 4, to be challenged and want to express themselves by hitting, pushing, or kicking. I want to promote a safe and kind environment, and gentle hands and feet are a clear alternative behavior rather than me saying for them what not to do. The second rule is we use our listening ears and quiet voices inside. Listening ears encourages active listening during circle time and instruction, which is important. It's about a respect. And active listening is really trying to understand what the person that is speaking is saying. And this will also come in reflection to how they listen to their peers or their friends. Quiet voices inside help manage loud voices, especially during indoor activities, and allowing children to hear instructions and each other more clearly. Again, I want to promote that listening factor. It's going to require putting that time in to really focus on using our ears to hear what other people are saying. And if there are loud noises, that may distract. And if I'm going over instructions, I don't want to have to repeat 7 times. So we will work on that together. In order for us to be successful in following these rules, there will be some consequences. And consequences can be a very hard, difficult word for parents to hear, but I want to reassure you that we are going to approach it in a positive manner. We do not use any corporal punishment, nor do we use any kind of punishment aspect. What I like to say is we redirect and we educate. So the first thing is we want to stop and think with redirection. So immediately and calmly stop the child's action when they're using hands that are hitting or kicking or pushing. We want to kindly say in a calm voice, say to them, hands are not for hitting, hands are for hugging, hands are for helping, hands are for playing gently. Restate that positive vibe. The verbal guidance, it looks like you're having trouble using gentle hands right now. You need to stop and think about how to use your hands softly. Again, I want to engage them to be part of the resolution. I don't want to have to instruct them and tell them, you were not doing gentle hands, you get this. That's not the approach I want to take. I want to help the children learn. And then if the behavior continues or it's particularly escalated or it's just not being remedied, I might have the child go to a designated calm down corner in our classroom that we have, and briefly, in like a period of maybe 1 to 2 minutes until I can see their body is calm, and I will verbally tell the child, you can come back and play when your body is calm and ready to use gentle hands. Okay? You will be informed of this if a consequence has had to be implemented. The second consequence, the second rule, was using indoor voices and listening ears. The first, for the active loud noise, I'm just going to up my screen. For the loud voice, I want to calmly approach the child and lower my own voice. I don't want to be shouting up here and saying, you're too loud, you need to stop. That's not approachable. I can't hear your voice. I can't hear your voice. The noise is so loud. Remember, we need to use inside voices. You might put a finger on your lips to show quiet voices. For those that are not listening or using their listening ears, if a child is disrupting during listening time, talking over somebody, disrupting the story or the instructional time, it looks like your ears aren't listening right now, and that makes it hard for others, and we're having trouble listening. You might need to move to a spot where you can focus better. Again, engage that empowerment for them to make the choice of either sitting for the story with quiet ears or maybe they need to walk away. Give the child a different area or for a movement, or sometimes it might be a group that we have to move. That's going to engage them a little bit more. A preferred activity, if the loud noise or lack of listening continue, the preferred activity, they might briefly miss out on participating if they can't regulate themselves. It looks like you're having a tough time joining our group right now. You're going to need to show me that you're ready to use your listening ears and quiet voice before you come back. It's not saying that they're never going to play, say, with Play-Doh, but if they really want to play with Play-Doh and they haven't used those listening ears, I need them to show me that they're ready to use those kind of ears. Okay, so we talked about the rules and we talked about the consequences, but how are we going to do this? We're going to do this by planning a learning environment that's positive. The first is going to have first access to preferred activity. I love to praise children, especially those that are in the preschool age. They are just trying to be noticed. They're trying to navigate their own worlds and be noticed for that hard work. So when I see that, I may say to the child, I can see that you are working so hard. How about we use some shaving cream today? And the children are like, yes. And then they can be reminded to work towards those things. Remember, use your gentle hands because we want to use the shaving cream next. Things like that really motivate the child to stay on task. The second motivation would be to have them be a special helper or a privilege. So, if a child is doing great work, if you continue to use those great listening ears that I can see you using, I'm going to need you to help me out and walk down the hall and give this to the main office. So planning the environment is something, planning for the Planning for the environment in a preschool classroom involves a holistic approach that consists of social interactions, temperamental routines, and physical safety. The goal is to create nurturing, stimulating environment that's comfortable to explore, learn, and grow. So the physical environment, safety first. I want to make sure that all the furniture and toys are not loose, broken, and that the height is not too high or nor is it too low. We want to organize the toys on the shelves that they can clearly labeled with words. English and other languages will be promoted. If you speak another language, please inform me. If it's Spanish, if it's Punjabi, if it's Emu, please let me know and we can put that in there. The next thing I do in the classroom is I provide learning zones. So I'm going to divide the classroom into distinct areas for different activities. So there's going to be a dramatic play area, a sensory table area, a quiet corner, a library corner. This helps the children understand expectations for each space. And it's their classroom and they need to know how to take care of it. The traffic flow will also need to be something to look at. Can they navigate in and out of chairs and tables and walk around couches? That will help them stay noisy and active in centers that are noisy and active, and quiet and calm areas. And I will not put those two together. I won't put blocks next to a library. That's just noise where there's supposed to be blocks and building and crashing down, versus to somebody who might be using the library area to read. And the second thing is socialization and relationship and interactions. I'm going to greet each child individually upon arrival. I have a chart outside my classroom. The children can give me a high five, a hug, or a thumbs up. I will do my best to spend time with them one-on-one and engage in their play. I will also share genuine warmth, empathy, and respect. That is something that I hold firmly to me. I will model positive social interactions. I will role model. I will show sharing. I will show problem solving, and I will facilitate peer connections through group activities and conflict resolution skills through that play. Now, we've talked about the rules of the classroom, the consequences, what I'm going to do in the classroom to encourage this great learning, but what can you do at home to create learning? So, for activity number 1, I'm going to, the first week I'm going to be sending home an Our Family's storybook. And what that is going to be is it's going to go with the learning standard of literacy and language development, and we're going to focus on receptive and expressive language. That means what they hear and what they express. So each child will receive a simple Our Family story template. There will be a few blank pages, and together with a cover page that says my family story, and then you'll insert your child's name, or they can draw themselves. There will be simple prompts on each internal page, such as my family likes to, a special memory my family did was blank. Your role will be children will take their Our Family storybook home, and I encourage you to work with them. The child will draw pictures on each page representing the family, the activities or emotions, provided the family member will help by asking questions, and then scribbling down your child's words and explanation onto the lines provided, ensuring that the child's voice is captured. I want to hear who these children are. Families will encourage the child to talk about the drawings, and for the stories they're willing, the completed book will be brought back to school. Again, please use your own timing to bring it back to school, and I will work with you. The second activity will be in the second week that we are in school, and it is going to be called the Community Helper Exploration Kit. And this, I'm going to focus on the learning standards of social studies, understanding self and family, their identity, science and discovery, on observation and asking questions. And I'm also going to work on that language development. These, again, are all within our New York State Common standards. Each child will receive a small paper bag labeled My Community Helper Exploration Kit. The teacher will explain, I will explain that the child will take home to find something related to a community helper. Children will talk with the families about different community helpers in the neighborhood, and they will interact with, Families can discuss these helpers, what helpers do. Together, the child and the family will find one item from that home that represents a community helper. You could bring a toy, like a toy hammer, or a construction worker, or a toy phone for a receptionist, an object from the kitchen, like a whisk, or for a baker, or a chef, or a rolling pin, a piece of clothing, like a play hat for a police officer, a picture from a magazine or printed off the internet. The child will place the chosen item in the Community Helper Exploration Kit, and families will be encouraged to not to tell the teacher what the item is, because I want to be surprised. I hope you join me in doing those activities, because it's a way for you guys to engage when you can't be here at school. Along with those at-home activities, we do have some volunteering opportunities. I love helpers. So volunteer opportunities in the classroom, especially for the preschool and toddler ages, are invaluable for the children and the educators. They strengthen the home-school connection, and again, I want to be a team with you. Being diverse and having different perspectives in the learning environment, and provide extra hands. So I could see here some ways to do that is being a guest speaker or storyteller. I would love for you to come and tell us, either read a book to us or tell us a story from your culture. That would be wonderful. We also, I would love the opportunity for any special skills or talents that you may or may not have. Please come and share that with us. That would be wonderful. We also will be taking 2 field trips in the springtime, and I will be looking for some chaperones. So if you think you can join us and lead us, watch a small group of children, that would be excellent. And I know that sometimes attending those field trips may be difficult due to work or other family obligations. Ways that you can help me at home is to wash their sheet and blanket at the end of the week for their rest time. You can cut out materials for me. You can supply the classroom with items such as tissues or glue. I will send home a note that says we're in need of, and you guys can supply those items for me. That concludes what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I hope you had a great time with me. I know that your children are in school, that you may have family work or other obligations, and therefore I will do my best in communicating with you through the Parent Square app that you all will receive a link to. If this is not an option for you or you don't feel comfortable, please contact me at the 3 contact formats that I've provided for you. I've provided my email, which is calexinas@yourhomeschool.com. I've also, if you click on the Parent Square app, that will lead you right to our classroom. And if you call me on the phone number 123-456-789, that will bring you to the main office, and I will get your message and I'll contact you back. I want you to know that I value you as your child's first leader and want to work as a team. Thank you. Any questions? Good night.